Hey guys, what's going on? Dane Smith Corrective Training here, another edition of Courtyard Mobility. We're back outside in our courtyard, alright? Today we are going to be talking about weird inner ankle pain. Guys, before we get into that, please, for longer content videos, head over to my YouTube page, check it out. You'll be able to check out, like I say, the longer editions of these videos. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, enjoy. Right, so talking today, we're going to be working through some medial ankle pain, all right? Layman's terms, inner ankle pain. Now, a lot of us might experience pain on the outside of the ankle. Today, we are going to be talking about what happens when the inside of the ankle starts flaring up and starts feeling a bit weird. So, quick little case that I experienced a while ago. Someone reported that they had this inner ankle pain and they were under the impression that it was Achilles tendonitis, and kind of spoke to me about it, described the pain, and something just didn't sound right. And at the end of it, I said, have you checked or have you considered that potentially this is your posterior tibialis tendon and not really your Achilles tendon? Kind of long story short, did some research, checked it out, and lo and behold, it was his posterior tib. Now, quick little bit of anatomy on the posterior tib, okay? Posterior, back of, tibialis, okay? Tibia, so basically the muscle sitting just at the back of the tibia, and what happens, it will run down and come onto, or weave its way underneath this inside of the ankle and attach into this arch over here, okay? Responsible for plantar flexion, so pointing and a little bit of pointing inward, okay? Also supports that arch, and yeah, helps us in a lot with our gait, etc. All right, so a little bit of anatomy there. Now, moving forward, posterior tib, okay, can become quite irritated with movements such as a lot of running, a lot of skipping, jumping. All right, that tendon will weave just underneath what we call your medial malleolus. Okay, it's this kind of like bony bump there. It'll weave underneath and it will move into that arch, and generally you're going to feel that pain just on underneath or to the side of that malleolus, and might move up a little bit into the side of the calf region. Okay, so general symptoms: sore when it's cold, when you're not moving. As soon as you get warm, as soon as you start moving, gets a bit better, and then it's generally worse after sessions. Okay, so what we need to figure out is how do we go about resetting this posterior tib and getting rid of that nasty medial ankle pain. Okay, so first up, what we're going to do is we're going to speak about a little bit of release work for our posterior tib. Now, how do we find that muscle? Okay, so we got our big calf, we got our soleus, we got anterior tib, but how the hell are we going to find that posterior tib? All right, so first up, what we're going to do, if this is my shin over here, okay, if I go to the outside, that is more so my anterior tibialis, okay, responsible for pulling upwards, all right? What I want to do is I actually want to come on this side, all right? So, find your shin bone, and I want you with your thumb just to kind of move it just off that shin bone, okay? So, shin, thumb, on the inside, I just want you to drop those thumbs in, okay? What you can do then is just bend that leg, and I want you to almost press into it like you're going underneath that tibia, all right? And just work up and down, and immediately you should be feeling a little bit of tenderness. Okay, so I just go with both my thumbs here, and I'm just pressing, and I'm just looking just to find some nice hot spots. What I can also do is I can rotate that foot around, all right? I know as soon as I come and I go plantar flexion and inversion, I can feel that muscle actually start to work a little bit. Okay, so I find some nice hot spots, and I'm just looking to put a bit of pressure and hold and just do some kind of release work, moving my ankle around. Okay, 20 to 30 seconds. Guys, you can also do this with a ball. All right, so little softball again, shin, not on the outside, coming on the inside. I find the bottom of that shin, and I'm just looking just to press in. Okay, I move that foot around. Alright, what I can also do is I can move down towards the actual tendon itself, down at the bottom here, and I can just do some gentle cross frictioning. Guys, if you're not comfortable with that type of technique, cross frictioning on the tendon, rather leave that for your medical practitioners. Okay, but in terms of the actual working into what we would describe as the belly of the muscle, give that a go, work it around. I know, like on myself here, there's some really nice tight hot spots that I should be working on. Okay, next up, what we're going to do, seeing as this is attaching into the zone here, I actually want to get in there and do a little bit of work, releasing that arch up. Okay, so I'm just going to move my chair out the way. Okay, I take my little softball, all right, I'm dropping it on the floor here, and I'm just trying to find some zones that are feeling quite tender. Okay, if I find a spot, I wiggle those toes around. All right, guys, important here, you're not trying to rev this ball up. Deeper, slower strokes, just to find where those sore spots are in that arch. Okay, 20 to 30 seconds here. All right. Okay, so that's a little bit of release work just for that zone and area that we're looking to target. Okay, if you guys want to be stretching that, you can work into a little bit of a soleus stretch with a bit of internal rotation of the tibia. All right, if not, stay away from it, don't worry about it. Let's focus more on that release portion. Okay, next up, so once we've released it, we actually want to get this back to some good strength so that that tendon isn't going to flare up again, that muscle isn't going to be dysfunctional. Okay, what we're going to start off with is some isometrics. Okay, we're then going to be doing a calf raise variation, and we'll finish off with a bit of banded work. All right, so first up, we are going to move into some isometric work. Okay, so I've got a big ball here. Okay guys, you don't need a Bosu or a Swiss ball for this. Any type of, let's say, basketball, soccer ball, anything in which you can push against that is not going to run away or pop or deflate or anything like that. An immovable object ideally. Okay, soccer ball, like I said, basketball. And what we're going to be doing is pushing our kind of lower feet forward and inward. All right, so in and inward, forward, inward. All right, so I pop the ball up against the wall, and from here I set up, I press into the ball, and with a little bit of inward work. Okay, if you want to elevate those legs up a little bit, you can also do so. All right, again, I press into the ball and slightly inward, and relax. I press in and hold. We're looking to do about 30 seconds here. Holding, pressing in, where I'm pressing forward with some slight internal rotation or inversion of the foot. Okay, 30 seconds there. Right. So that's our first one. If you can get a smaller ball, that's probably ideal, but whatever you have will suffice. Okay, so plantar flexion, inversion, up against that immovable object you're looking to hold for 30 to 45 seconds. Start off with 30 maybe and jump your way up. Okay, next up we're going to be working through a calf raise variation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a small ball like this, tennis ball, cricket ball, hockey ball, ideally a ball that's a little bit softer, okay, because what we're going to be doing is getting into a calf raise and squeezing this between the insides of our ankles, okay, and we'll just be looking to work through some slow repetitions up and down. Check it out. So pop this ball just in between the feet like so. I'm going to come to the end of my mat here. Okay, I look to squeeze that ball and up into calf raise and down. I squeeze that ball and keep it just below that kind of bony prominence. Squeeze and lift up. Squeeze and lift up. Squeeze and lift up. Okay. So again, we're getting that muscle just to work. All right. Like I say, if you have a bit of a softer ball, that'll probably be best. If that tendon is a bit irritated, the hardness of this ball might be a bit of a problem. However, you can kind of just figure it out as to what to use. I mean, even a towel, something like that, just so you can squeeze it between those feet or the ankles and move up into a calf raise. Okay, between 10 and 15 reps, nice and slow. Last up, what we're going to be doing is a little bit of a banded exercise, okay, where we're going to be working some plantar flexion and inversion, which will fire up that posterior tib. Okay, so what I'm going to use, okay, I've got a band like so. Guys, if you don't have this, all right, once you get back in the gym, this is an exercise to use. However, I do find that even a bicycle tube is, you can do it with a bicycle tube, or even if you have a little mini band. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'll be working my, let's do the right leg, okay? So what I'm going to do is just pop this guy like so, and I'm just looking to bring this band out over here. I can smash it down with my hand, or I can tie it up and just hold it back. Okay, now from here I'm looking to plantar flex and invert. Bring it back. Plantar flex, invert. And there. Okay. Let it come into dorsiflexion and eversion and slowly point inward. Out and in. Out and in. Now the movement may start out a little bit funky, okay, it's just trying to get used to that motion, but once you kind of get used to it, it is quite a nice flow and you will feel that muscle starting to work, okay? What I'm going to do is I'll show you the mini band variation and then we'll move on to our last bit. So, mini band variation, okay, what you'll do, let's pop that like so and bring that foot out. Okay, so again, we have that mini band like so. What you're going to do is bring the roller to midfoot. You're going to cross that over and down. Okay, make sure this is nice and high. Whoop. There. Okay, and then again you can go plantar flex and invert. What I find is the band might slip down quite easily, so you just need to figure out, maybe if you do it without shoes, that is also an option. Okay, so in and back. In and back, in and back. There we go. Okay, same concept. Looking to work between 10 and 15 reps here, up to you. Also depends how it feels. Guys, if this is causing you pain and discomfort, all right, potentially back off on the band strength, back down on the volume. You don't want to be irritating that tendon any further than it already is. Okay, so it's also about feeling it out. How does it feel before you progress onward? All right, so we've done our Bosu isometrics. Again, you can use whatever you can just to get that press and hold. We've done our calf raises with the inner ball squeeze, and now we've done a banded exercise just to be working that movement to fire up that posterior tib. Guys, a big one when we experience these type of symptoms, we need to be clever on how we adapt our workouts going forward. So if you start to feel this type of pain come on, dial back a little bit on the running, dial back a little bit on the skipping, focus on getting that area to cool down, deload it, followed by subsequent reload with these exercises. Okay, not a bad idea to roll out calf, hamstring, work the whole chain, and then slowly integrate it back. All right, guys, that is another edition of Courtyard Mobility in the books. Stay tuned. We got a lot more coming this week. Again, if you'd like to see this content, head over to YouTube for the full version, and we'll be back later this week. Cheers.